Hey guys, so I just came back from watching Ford versus Ferrari and it is amazing. Like, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. If you're a car enthusiast, all the more you should go. If you're not, go as well. I think it's quite a nice movie to watch. The actors are divine. There's like Matt Damon, Christian Bale. Like, I don't really know Christian Bale, but I always knew that he was a good actor. I know you're gonna be like, Bing, how can you not? I know. But after this movie, I'm like, whoa. And major spoiler alert, because I'm gonna be talking a lot about the movie. So once the movie started, like, I knew it was a car show. I knew it was like, yeah, a car movie. I didn't expect it to be so good, but my boyfriend was very nice. He basically just surprised me. I was like, oh, then he was doing something on his phone. The first ever time that he was sneaky on his phone. And girls, that's the only time that your guy should be sneaky, is when he surprises you. So yeah, and then he was like, let's go. I was like, woo! So we watched and we were utterly amazed with the movie. I mean, even from the start of the movie, the engine sound, the racing, it was wow. So many famous car people back in the day. So they talk about Henry Ford II, and they talk about Ken Miles, which I only knew after this show, and there's Shelby as well. So there's a lot of historic factor into the movie, and I'm gonna say, guys, I'm not good with car history, so I'm not gonna claim that I know a lot of things, but after this movie, I definitely am gonna research to see what is fiction and what is non-fiction, and what actually happened. And this movie actually brought out like the importance of racing, which is what Bobby has always told me. You know, he always told me how important racing was last time. And to me, you know, I came into this industry like, yeah, okay, there's racing, and I don't really know how wild racing is, because even now it was like, yeah, okay, racing, but last time it was such a huge thing. I mean, everyone was in on it, and there's this saying like, race on Sunday, sell on Monday. So I finally understood what that was. I knew Le Mans, but I didn't know how big of a thing it was. So I'm gonna be saying I love a lot because the movie portrays so many things. First, there's the relationship factor between Ken Miles, which is sort of like the main actor. There are like two main actors, which is Ken Miles and Shelby. So Ken Miles and the wife, Ken Miles and his son, and then there's Ken Miles and Shelby, and there's just so many relationships that they have linked together and made a connection with, which I think is very good, because you can see the struggles that everyone is going through, and there's the corporate side as well. So all this come into play when you go racing, and this was portrayed throughout the movie, which I think was done amazingly, and the actors were just, again, they were divine. It basically started off as how Ken Miles is as a person. They slowly introduced the characters, which I think the movie did very well. Like, I went into the movie, I didn't know what to expect, I didn't know what it was about. I was like, okay, yeah, I know this guy, and then they started introducing the racing scene, and they sort of built the character up, saying like, okay, this is Ken Miles, what kind of characteristic he has, and this is Shelby, and then you don't really know his background, and they started off with Shelby's background and what he is right now and what Ken Miles is. Ken Miles was like an ordinary guy, amazing racer who actually knows a lot of things but hasn't got the opportunity to show his skill. So he finally had it, and it shows their friendship. Like, at the beginning you're like, okay, yeah, these guys know each other, but they built that connection there, that bridge there, which I think it's so good. And throughout the movie there were just so many things that was running through my head. Like Ken Miles' character, the fact that he is so stubborn, and he stood up for so many things even though he knew that sometimes it just wouldn't work. He wouldn't succumb to a lot of things that society would like you to succumb to, and I think that's amazing. Like, I feel a lot of us are succumbing and just becoming what society wants us to be, and I don't think that's right. You should just be who you are. Like, screw everyone, and just like, if you like to wear pink and black socks, please go. I don't know why pink, black pink, it's a Bobby subconsciously, but yes, just do it. Just be you. And that's what Ken Miles portrayed in the whole movie, except the end. He became a team player, so he actually put aside his differences in order to win the race together because of Shelby. I don't think it's because of anyone else, it's because of Shelby, and the fact that he didn't know that Shelby actually put his company on the line for Ken Miles. I mean, he had so much trust in him that he was a good racer, a good driver. It's just wow. I was so kanchiong. I was like at every point, even during the race, I was like I was so focused. And to see how he described how the car is when he first went in, he came out, he described the drag, he described the airflow, he described so many things. Like, I'm so damn amazed. It's conveyed across to me like this guy knows his shit. And I'm here, I'm like, what am I doing as a car reviewer? I don't know all this. I mean, I'm not as connected as he is to the car, and I'm like, oh my god, so many things to learn. Because he went into the car, he drove it for one lap. I was like, oh my god. He came out, he's like, this is cause of the wheel, it's cause of this, cause of that. It's like, oh, this guy is amazing. I really don't know whether he was like that back then, and I really hope he was, because wow. And Shelby also played kind of like the character where he knows what's good for the whole team, but as well he knows the corporate side. So he's like the neutralizer, and he wants only the best for Ken Miles. And I think he played the most difficult role, because he was the one that had to juggle between both sides. Now, if you're that role, I think that's like the worst role to be in. You really have to have a lot of EQ, and I think he did it very well. And you really have to strategize how you talk to each and every party, like how you talk to Ken Miles, how you talk to the corporate side, Henry Ford. I really don't know whether Henry Ford II, that's his true personality, that they portray him as someone who doesn't really know cars, that's just like, you know, this corporate douchebag. Yeah, and that Ford just sells cars. Now, I don't really know whether that's a history of Ford. So again, I love this show because, I love this movie because it makes me want to know more. And I think more movies about cars should come into the world, should be made. Like, please, producers, do it. Because after this, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna find out about Le Mans, I want to find out about Ferrari's history, I want to find out about Ford's history, whether this actually happened, and whether there was this rivalry between Ford and Ferrari. And all the actors were amazing. Like that corporate douchebag, I don't even know his name, but I see his face now, I'm freaking punch him. So freaking annoying, like stupid corporate idiot. But I get it from a marketing point of view, where he wanted all 3 Fords to come in through the finishing line. I was like, I don't know why, I get it, but it's so annoying because he could have won by a milestone, but he didn't, and he waited. I was like, oh my god. And the connection, like all the scenes that they did when he was driving. There was actually this one scene where they shot the car, and from just like a normal view, and you could see the car driving, and you could see like, yeah, it's not that fast, because really on camera you really can't see the car going that fast. And I actually love that shot because it portrayed reality, how cars look like on camera. And then there's all the other shots where he's like accelerating and changing gears, and then all the lines and how he's so focused. And I love that when he said, there's this one part where he and the son was there, and then he said, when you're driving, you're not actually focused, it actually opens you up. And that's amazing, because I always thought when you're driving fast, you're like focused on the front, but it actually opens your mind up. And that was like quite an eye-opener to me. And there are just so many things in the movie that got me thinking so much, where, you know, Ken Miles is at this point of life where he's like, this is my passion, I love this is who I am, but I can't make a living doing this. Which is when IRS came to his house and he closed his garage, and it's like, you know what, I really have to give this up just to put food on the table for my family. And that was like, yeah, it's a real life situation, we all go through that. And there's this other point where this relationship where he had with his wife. So girls, I'm telling you now, if you want your boyfriends to listen to you, or if you want to get them to talk to you, I'll tell you the truth, just start driving fast. They'll be damn scared. Another thing that the movie portrayed, which I think it was unintentional, but it went through my mind, is that, you know how relationships are supposed to be supportive, and being supportive doesn't necessarily mean having no friction at all. It means it's okay to have friction, but you must both fight for the betterment of us, of both of you. And I think that's what they portrayed, where she was telling him, please just don't lie to me. I get that you want to do this, just don't lie to me. And after that, she was complete full-on supportive. By the way, the actress that played the wife, you are so beautiful. I have a girl crush on you. Every time I saw you, I was like, you're so pretty. Oh my god, and talking about pretty, the cars that were in this movie, oh my god, all the curves, I was... it's not even drop the top, it was like a lot of screw the tops. There was just no tops there, and I was like, oh my god, these cars are so beautiful, they're so pretty. And the MGA, like, oh my god, after going for a drive in Thailand and being like, okay, the MGA is my dream car, I watched a movie and there was the MG. I was like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. But I then pissed lor, they actually dissed the MG. I was like, what? How could you diss the MG? It's such a beautiful car. But anyway, yeah, the curves on the car and just so many elements. I can go on and on, but I look at my video, it's like about 12 minutes and my battery's about to die. So yeah, and there's a little there's like the funny element in it as well, where they fight and there's that bond that you see, and how the wife comes out and she just sits there like, yeah, this is a normal thing, and this is how relationships are built. It's not good all the time. You go through fights, you go through hardships together, but you know, like, you know what, we just care for each other, and sometimes you just need to vent. Like, you just need to shout and you just need to just get it out of your system. After that, you're good. I love the scenes where they made the Italians just start arguing. It's like damn funny. It feels like they're all minions just arguing, and I had a good laugh. So I like all these elements that they incorporated into the movie. I think it was great. I think it really was a great movie. From the storyline, the plot, how it was told, there wasn't a point of time where I felt confused, except for when they were saying like the McLaren guy won. When I say McLaren guy, the driver, because I was also very confused, like, how did McLaren won but Ford came in? I don't understand. So my boyfriend had to clarify it up for me. And yeah, after this I'm gonna look through a lot of history, and it's because of these movies that leave you wanting to know more. Like, I remember I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and because of that movie I went to research on the history about the murders, and yeah, it's just amazing. Like, I didn't know Daytona was 24 hours. I didn't even know Daytona was a race. So I would say go watch it. Oh yeah, it's a spoiler, so you probably already watched it, but if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. Quite funny lah, because at the end of the movie I looked like I was sitting like in between, you know, the normal seats that we always want, just in between. Then I look down, then you can see this girl is like lying down on the boyfriend. She's like gone, fell asleep, she's not even interested. So if you're not a car enthusiast, I really don't know whether you should watch it or not. But I think even as a normal human being, you'll be quite interested. I mean, the plot is good, the way they talk about it is nice, but it's very much car focused. And this is the first ever time I was rooting for an American car brand as compared to Italian. Like, I was rooting for Ford as compared to Ferrari. Like, when the driver was driving and Ferrari was leading, I was like, please just beat him, just beat him. There's that emotional connection I have with him. I was like, Ken Miles, you can do it. Oh my god, it's so ganja. Like, please. And I was like, oh my god, I hope your car doesn't break down. I hope your car doesn't break down. I hope your car doesn't break down. And then Ferrari's car broke down. I was like, yes. And he was out of the race. I was like, oh my god. Because that guy also, like, the actors y'all chose, man, the producers, I gotta give it up to you. Like, the actors you guys chose, you made us, or actually me, I hated the right people and I was rooting for the right people as well. And it was amazing because Henry Ford II, like, he's there and you don't really hate him, but you don't really like him as well. He's quite neutral, but you know he's behind a lot of things, and they portrayed it so well. Oh my god. And that scene where Enzo Ferrari, he took his hat off to Ken Miles. Oh my god, that was also like, and the passion that was portrayed across from Enzo Ferrari and from Ken Miles and Shelby, amazing. And I love how they incorporated during the race. It's not just about the driver, it's not just about the car, it's everyone together, it's the team, it's the mechanics, it's everyone coming together. And I think that was just amazing. Wow. Like, I was on the edge of my seat, and I was like, oh, are they gonna win? Even for the first race, I was like rooting for Ken Miles already, and I remember like my boyfriend and I were like holding hands, and then when they won, I was like, and then I screamed a bit lah in the theater, but like that was the time where everyone was screaming as well. I mean, everyone from the movie, so I think no one actually heard me, so it's good. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. If you watched it already, I think I might rewatch it. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys.